Welcome to the Tips for Success series. Are you plagued by negative self-talk? That inner voice that says things like, "You'll never do it," or "No one cares what you think." If so, I'm glad to meet you, because today I'm explaining how to turn that voice into a resource that will support, guide, and inspire you instead of bringing you down. There are two main problems with negative self-talk: the words your inner voice uses and the tone it speaks in. Fortunately, you can do something about both of these. Here are two of my favorite techniques for transforming unhelpful self-talk into an energizing, motivational force. The first technique deals directly with what the voice is saying. It's called the ABC technique and involves challenging irrational statements made by your inner voice. Start at A by pinpointing the activating event which got your voice going. An example might be forgetting an important point in a speech you made. Move on to point B and listen carefully for the beliefs expressed by your inner voice. For example, it might be saying, "Everyone heard what a mess you made of that speech." Negative beliefs in this statement include thinking that the whole speech was a mess and that the entire audience noticed your slip-up. These are irrational generalizations. Once you've pinpointed them, you can move on to step C. This involves challenging those generalizations. For instance, you could ask yourself what evidence there is that everyone noticed, or why forgetting one thing means the entire speech was a write-off. Doing this reframes the content of your negative self-talk. The second technique for shifting negative inner dialogue involves changing the format of that inner voice. Specifically, it means moving where that voice speaks from. I know, this sounds a bit weird, but when you really pay attention to your self-talk, you'll notice that it's located somewhere inside you. For example, my negative voice usually speaks just inside my dominant right ear. Once you've found the source of your inner critic, you can move it. Close your eyes. Listen for the voice for a moment. Then imagine what it would sound like coming from somewhere else inside you. Move it around inside. Next, imagine how it would sound emanating from somewhere outside your body. Move it to different positions, putting it in front of you, to the side, and behind you. Push it far, far away. When you find a spot where it no longer impacts, leave it there and walk away. It's a very empowering way to deal with unwanted self-talk. To find out more about shifting your inner dialogue from destructive to constructive, download my podcast, Beat Imposter Syndrome. And here's to your success.